Hey, my friend, welcome back to this week's Monday Momentum Post. This is Karthik, and for this week, I have for you the 5 Ds of change and growth. Look at it as the 5 dimensions we need to grow into or grow through, or just the 5 Ds of growth and change. Ready for it? I hope you are, because this is going to be. I hope this is going to be, something that amplifies your awareness around this and puts you on a fast track of growth and change. Starting with the first D, which is the D of distraction. This is the first dimension. This is the first dimension where we tend to be distracted, or we tend to be in a state of confusion where there is lack of clarity, which puts us into many different places. We don't know what to do next. We're probably searching for some answers when it comes to our life, career, business, or whatever else it is. We're constantly looking at, what should we be doing next? The answers, the search that's constantly going on. So we are in a phase of distraction there. Okay, so the lack of clarity phase. So from being distracted, now, okay, so someone, when they're in this phase, and when they're done being in this phase, they try to look for answers. They try to find, someone whom they can get help from. They raise their hand, they ask for help, they join a community, they seek out systems that helps them amplify their growth and their clarity and everything. Yeah, so that's the next D. That's the next phase, or the next dimension, which is this person becoming disciplined. So this person was distracted, was searching for answers. Now this person knows, and now there is a sense of discipline. So this person has a step-by-step process, a proven process, a system, a support system, maybe a coach, a mentor who's helping and guiding them move forward in their life, career, business, and so many other areas. Okay, so from distracted, you become disciplined. So that's the phase. So the big reason why I'm saying this is, even if you're in a distracted phase, it's good, it's still a growth phase for you, because now you're searching for answers. But now the transformation happens. I mean, the next stage of growth happens when you make decisions, when you become disciplined, when you put a proven process into play. Okay, so now this person is being disciplined, or this person is staying disciplined. What happens next usually? This person is disciplined, they're putting in the effort, they're putting in the work, but they don't see the results. Yeah, so they don't see the results, which means they get into this third phase, which I would like to call it as the phase of desperation. Yeah, how many of you have been through this kind of a phase where you know that you're putting in the reps, you're putting in the efforts, but the results are not showing up, and you become too desperate? That's also a phase of growth that we need to go through, where it's about deciding that, or at least knowing that that can happen, especially when you are so disciplined but you don't see the results. That's the third phase of desperation, where you're like, why is this happening to me? Why am I not getting the breakthrough? I see everyone moving forward faster. Why not me? That those questions that creates desperation. That's the next phase. So please be aware of this. And when you know that this is also a phase of growth, you can reframe your situation and condition and keep moving forward faster. Okay, so that's the third phase now. So now you're in the phase of desperation, and now then you decide, or you realize this. You understand the lessons from, let's say, Bhagavad Gita, where you know um, Arjuna is in so much of a state of confusion, in spite of being such an amazing warrior, in spite of being trained by the world's best, in spite of being with the Lord himself. He's still going through those states, right? He's still going through, he's disturbed, he's distracted, he knows he's disciplined with what he has to do, but he's now desperately trying to find answers. Should I fight my own teachers, my own kith and kin? He's going through that phase, right? So that's when Krishna says to him that, hey, you know what? Don't worry so much about the end result, the end goal, the fruit that you want to see on the tree. Just water the plant today. Just water the plant. Just control the controllables. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, right? That's what he says. So that's the phase where when we realize that there's no point being desperate, but now it's time to get into the next phase, the fourth phase, which is dedication. You dedicatedly do what you have to do while being not so desperate about results or what you might achieve. I know it's a little difficult, especially when you visualize the goals, but when you don't see that in a reality. But how do you do all of this? That's why we constantly work and build our micro performance habits in our community. So that's the next phase, from being desperate to becoming a dedicated student of that art, of that craft, of the thing that you want to master. This is the mastery level stuff. You're truly being dedicated to the Lord himself, if you want to put it that way. Doing your work as a service to the Lord, with that dedication. So you this is the phase of you transitioning into mastery mode. Okay, so that's the fourth phase. But over and beyond this, a lot of people, they, of course, we know that mastery is the mode or the goal that we all have. Excellence is the journey that we are all here part of. But there is a next level from here on. There is a next level where it is beyond even dedication. That's the fifth D, the fifth dimension of growth and transformation, which is devotion, which is true devotion to this is the phase where it's no more just the material thing. It's a lot about the consciousness, the spiritual experience, the elevation of the consciousness into a different dimension, into a different state of flow, in a different state of being. It's here in the state. It's not just about doing, it's just about being. You're being that person, that infinite, the truth, the source that you are actually meant to be. So that's the next dimension where it's devotion. Have you seen somewhere, maybe in some bhajans or in a kirtan kind of a place where they're just forgotten where they are, who they are, what they were supposed to do, and they're just in that flow state of that trance and dance, and they're just being that person that we all are meant to be. So this week, I just want you to reflect on which area are you in? Where are you in right now in your life, in your career, in your business? Reflect on this, share your comments, or just write me a mail after you go through this, or just drop me a comment or message and let me know what is that phase. Where are you stuck, or what are the phases that you keep switching back and forth into? Become aware of that. And of course, if you are inside our community, just join in our weekly inner circle calls, go through the courses, because all of these are curated and created to help you go through all these dimensions of growth and transformation. And if you're not yet part of our community, hey, this is your time to not be distracted, but get into that mode of discipline. Thank you so much for watching this video, this Monday Momentum post. Become amazing, be excellent, and let's rock and roll into yet another amazing week in our life and career. All the best.